Morning. So I'll come into a nice comfy spot. Turk wanted to shake his tail for you, say hi. Hi. Let's take a minute to just move the flesh from our bottom. Sit on our sit bones, nice and tall. Imagine like a long straight string up your spine, pulling you nice and straight back. Maybe lift up your shoulders and roll them down your back a minute. Do that a few times. Just getting our body starting to warm up. And find stillness. And check in with your heart. Can you put your hand on your heart if that helps you to connect more? How is your heart this morning? How is your mind set? And your energy and your breath. Just recognize. Don't try to change anything. Just acknowledge and recognize. This weekend was the spring equinox, the start of a brand new astrological year, time of rebirth, planting new seeds, letting go of the old. So during this practice today, try to let go of everything that is not right here with you on the mat. So let go of thoughts, let go of worries, of what's to come or what's on your to-do list. And just pay attention to your breath and being in this present moment. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll come into a pranayama practice, focusing on our breath. So we're going to do some belly breath. So inhaling, on an inhale, expand the belly as if you're filling a balloon. So inhale, expand. And exhale, deflate that balloon. Pull your belly in. Inhale to expand. And exhale to pull in. 2 more of those on your own. Inhaling to expand. And in. Coming back to a normal breath. Move into a 3-part yogic breath. So imagine you have a glass and you're filling it from the bottom up. So we're going to inhale, expand our belly, expand our ribs, and expand our chest. Hold your breath, and then exhale, collapse your chest, your ribs, and your belly. So inhale to fill the glass. Hold. And exhale to empty that glass from the top down. Inhale. And exhale. Do 1 more of those on your own, and we'll meet back in a regular breath pattern. And just noticing your breath coming in and exhaling out. Filling every cell of your body. Our breath is almost like a rebirth every time we breathe in. It's new life, breathing new life into our body. And as we exhale, we release that stale, old energy. Take a moment with your eyes closed to set an intention. Maybe your intention is to let go of your past so that you can have a rebirth during the spring equinox, this new opening, this new time. Sitting up nice and tall. So inhale our arms all the way up. Maybe look up between your hands. And exhale your hands back down by your side. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhaling all the way up, looking up to the heavens. Nice stretch. Exhaling down. 1 more. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. All right, inhaling up and bringing our right hand down to the mat, lifting the left arm up on an inhale, extending. So when I say extend on inhales, we want to inhale and pretend we're lengthening our body, whether it's if we're leaning, we're lengthening the side. If we're going up, we're lengthening up. So in this case, we're lengthening to the side on an inhale. And then when we exhale, just try to bend a little bit deeper to the right side, keeping your heart open. So inhale to extend, try and reach a little higher, and exhale to bend just a little bit more. Inhaling back up to center, switch the stretch, inhaling arms up, left arm down. Now we're going to extend, inhale to extend and lengthen the right side body, and exhale to bend a little deeper into the stretch, keeping the heart open. Inhaling to lengthen and exhale to bend. Inhaling back up. Bring your hands to our knees. So throughout the practice, when I ask you to extend or lengthen, I want you to imagine your spine actually lengthening, getting longer, getting taller, right? Throughout practice, when we inhale, we extend. We want to lengthen our body in whichever direction or body part that we're working on. And when we exhale, we're going to try and bend or stretch deeper into that pose. So lengthening is just that. Imagining you're getting taller. Your spine is physically lengthening. Inhale your arms up and lengthen, so nice tall spine. And when we exhale, we're going to twist to the right, taking our left hand to our knee, our right hand behind us. Now inhale again to lengthen, sit up nice and tall, and exhale to twist and look over your right shoulder, getting a nice twist in the thoracic spine, right in your mid-body. So inhaling to lengthen, imagine that spine lengthening up, exhaling to twist. Inhaling back to center, nice and tall, and exhaling to the left. Once again, lengthening that spine. Exhaling as we twist. Inhaling to lengthen and exhale, twist looking over the left shoulder. 1 more on your own. Bringing our arms back to center. Let's fold over, keeping our sit bones on the mat. So we want to bring our hands down in front of us. We don't want our bum to come off the ground. So we want our sit bones nice grounded down. Your hands can be in front of you. And if you can, once again, lengthen. So inhale to imagine your spine is getting longer. And exhale and just kind of walk your hands out a little bit and fold over. You can release your head. And breathe, always breathe. So inhale to lengthen the spine again. Maybe bring your head up, lengthen, and then try and walk your hands a little further out as you fold over, keeping your sit bones grounded down. You can release your head and your neck if that feels comfortable. Slowly walking your hands back up. to seated. So now we'll transition into some seated cat-cows. So I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see me here. So for seated cat-cows, taking our hands, placing them on our kneecaps, we're going to inhale, opening the chest, looking up, and then exhale, curving the back with your hands on your knees. You can almost kind of lean back a bit and use your hands to kind of grasp the knees and really arch that spine. So inhaling up, opening the chest, and then exhaling, coming back down, curving through. 2 more of those on your own. Inhale, exhale. Do 1 more of those on your own. Just checking my camera. And now we're going to, from there, roll over onto our knees for tabletop. So setting up our tabletop, we want to make sure our arms are straight under our shoulders, our fingertips are spread nice and wide, and really grip pushing into all 10 fingers and your thumbs so that you don't collapse or put too much pressure on your wrist. So you're not really using your wrists here. We really want to use our whole hands to hold us up. Our knees are straight under our hips, and we're just going to do another couple cat-cows here. So inhaling as you look up for cow. Exhale, look at your belly button for cat. Inhale and exhale. Okay, do 1 more of those on your own, and then we'll meet back at a neutral tabletop. All right, so we're going to extend the left arm out and the right leg back. So I'm flexing the back foot. So reach from both your front arm and your back leg, stretching forward and back. Really long spine on an inhale. Exhale, bring that left knee to your right, or your right knee to your left elbow. Curl it in. Inhale, extend. And exhale, curl it in. So 2 more of those. Inhale to extend and lengthen. Exhale to curl in. Lengthening. And this time we're going to take our right leg and cross it over our left foot. You can bring your left hand back down. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And exhale as you look over your left shoulder at your right toes. Nice little side body stretch. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bringing your right knee back down, and let's switch to the other side. So extending the left leg back and the right arm. Nice long spine here. Inhale, exhale, curl it in. Inhale to extend. Exhale to curl using your core. 2 more. Inhale to extend. Exhale. Inhale. And last one, exhale. Extending that arm and that leg back out. You can bring your arm down. Extend the left leg nice and far back, crossing it over the right foot. And inhale to extend, and exhale, look over that right shoulder. Nice little stretch in the side body. Feels good. Inhale, coming back to tabletop. And maybe taking your knees out as wide as your mat or whatever comfortable. We're going to come into a child's pose. So your big toes to touch, knees are out. You're going to just swing your hips back and lowering. We have several options here. You can do extended arms out like this, out in front. You can also bring your arms behind you, bringing your forehead to the mat or a block. And if this is not comfortable, you can also put a blanket underneath your bum in between your calves and your thigh. I'm just going to take a moment in child's pose. This is a very grounding pose. It's a rebirth pose. You're bringing your third eye chakra to the earth. This pose is actually signals rebirth and is a very peaceful, relaxing pose. So at any time during practice, if you're feeling like you want to take a moment and catch your breath, this is a perfect pose for that. So in this moment, take a few breaths and come back to our intention that we said a few minutes ago. What is your intention for today's practice? Remind yourself as we move through why you are here, why you are on the mat today. Coming back up into a tabletop. We're going to tuck our toes, lifting our hips up into our first down dog of the day. So don't lock your knees. It's important not to lock your knees. Slight bend in the knees. You can walk your dog. Once again, checking those fingers are spread nice and wide. Applying pressure through all 10 fingers and 10 toes. And breathe here in your dog for a moment. Let's get some authentic movements to find your comfortable standing downward dog. I'm going to lift the right leg up on an inhale. And exhale, bring it all the way through using your hand if you need to. Lowering the left knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale your arms up for a nice crescent lunge, looking up and extending back. Exhale, hands back to the mat. Stepping back into your down dog. For one breath. We're going to inhale the left leg up. Bring the left leg through, lowering the right knee and untucking those toes. Inhaling arms up. And exhaling back down to a down dog. Slowly walking your feet to the front of the mat to meet your hands for Uttanasana, forward fold. Go ahead and grab your elbows and just let yourself hang. Maybe sway side to side for a ragdoll pose here. As you breathe, slight bend in the knees. You can slowly come to stand. Shoulders and head are last to rise. Okay, so we'll go through 3 sun salutation A's to get our body nice and warmed up. So on an inhale, I'll talk us through the first couple, and then the last one you can transition on your own, following your breath, remembering that at all times child's pose is a great resting pose. So inhale, we're going to inhale our arms up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, nice straight spine. Exhale, placing your hands down and stepping back, lowering down through Chaturanga. So exhale, inhale into up dog. Exhale, down dog. For 2 breaths. Inhaling, walking your feet slowly to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do 2 more of those. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, stepping back into Chaturanga. Now, an option I didn't mention before, but if you'd like, you can you can use your knees and lower down. You can also just lower all the way to your belly and inhale for Cobra instead of Chaturanga and Up Dog. Exhaling down into Down Dog. Taking breath with movement. Let's come to the front of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. One more round, inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, stepping back through Chaturanga. Exhale, inhale to Up Dog. And exhale back down to Down Dog. Okay, let's lower the knees nice and wide once again, toes to touch, and sit back into our child's pose. I apologize. For 2 breaths. Really grounding us down, preparing us for rebirth. Okay, inhaling back up, all fours, tuck your toes into Down Dog. Okay, and we'll go through our standing series. So we're going to inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Maybe open it, bending the knee and opening up your right side. Looking under your right armpit for a little scorpion dog. Stretch always feels so good. Inhale back to Down Dog, 3-legged Down Dog. And exhale, bringing your right foot between your hands, guiding it with your hands if you need to. Lowering the left foot down, 45-degree angle, and bringing yourself up to a Warrior One. So hips are facing the front of the mat. Back foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Front foot is facing straight. Nice bend in the front leg. Arms up by your ears. Inhaling to maybe stand a little taller and exhale to sink a little bit lower. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale, bringing your hands to your hips. We're going to have the back foot in just a little, preparing for Warrior Three. So before we go into Warrior Three, it's our first balancing pose. Balancing poses, there are a few things that I find to be essential. One is your breath. If you are breathing rapidly, things are moving rapidly through your body, you're going to have a hard time finding balance. So I like to take it nice and slow. Now I'm breathing kind of heavy because I'm talking while I'm going through the movement. But facing forward, you want to find what we call dristi, your gaze point, something of focus that is not moving. So with your hands on your hips, maybe come to your back toes, really ground down through your right foot. So all 5 toes, your heel really pushing firmly into the mat, finding that dristi or that gaze point. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take another breath in. And when you feel comfortable, maybe come to the toes, maybe slowly lift the back leg up and lean forward, keeping your dristi strong, flexing the back foot. Oops, if you fall out of the pose like that, just come right back in. We have several options here with our arms. They can stay on your hips. They can come to prayer at heart center. You can wing them back for airplane. And breathe. And exhale, lowering that back foot down, coming back into Warrior One. And then exhaling, hands down by your front foot, stepping back and going through your vinyasa. So chaturanga, inhale to up dog, exhale to down dog. Take a breath. Setting up for the other side, I'm going to switch so it's easier for you to see me. We're going to, in our down dog, lift the left leg up for a nice three-legged down dog. Bend the left knee and open your hips up to the side, looking under your left armpit for scorpion dog. Love this stretch. Inhaling back to three-legged down dog. Exhaling, bringing your left foot through, setting up for warrior one. Back heel down, coming on up, hips face the front or back of your mat, whichever case, wherever you're facing. Front knee is bent. You can lengthen, you can spread out your stance if you need to. Hips face forward, arms up by your ears. Inhaling to lengthen that spine as you look up. Exhale to bend a little deeper. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale. Sink into that pose for a few breaths. Bringing our hands to our hips, setting up for warrior three. On the left side, hop that back foot in a bit. Once again, coming back to your breath, near drishti, finding your gaze point, catching your breath, coming to the toes, and starting to lean forward, lift off, and breathe. Wanting our hips, teaching and posing are very tricky. Hips are to face down. We want our hips facing down at all times. We don't want to open them up to the side. So, then on your next exhale, lightly stepping back into your warrior one. Taking a breath here. Bringing your hands down by your front foot, stepping back and going through your flow, or just straight back. We'll meet in down dog. I'm going to turn my body once again. Bring your knees back down as wide as your mat, toes to touch, and sit back in your child's pose. Coming back to that rebirth, that breath. Okay, coming back up into your down dog. Tuck the toes. Slowly come to your tiptoes, bending the knees. Inhale. And on exhale, look forward and hop or step to the front of your mat. Inhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, slowly come to stand, shoulders up by your ears, and back and down. All right. So we're standing here, nice and tall, coming back to our breath. Let's try and find an Ujjayi if you already have it, Ujjayi breath. So take your hand, put it in front of your mouth, inhale, and then exhale, open mouth as if you're fogging up a mirror. Do that again, inhale. Now, lower the hand, inhale, with the mouth closed, fog up that mirror. Feel it in the back of your throat. So inhale, deep ujjayi breath. So inhale, arms up, slightly back. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into down dog. Inhale the right foot up and back. Exhale, bringing it through your hands. Lowering your right heel down, setting up for warrior two. So similar alignment, heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Front foot facing forward. Inhale your arms up, cartwheel them up. So your hips this time, instead of facing forward, they are facing the side of the mat. Taking that knee towards the pinky toe side. So hips and shoulders are both facing the side of your mat. Inhale your arms up and a lunge. Straighten them out nice and long as if someone's playing tug of war with your upper body. Pushing out of both hands, lengthening. So in this case, we're lengthening our arm span. Inhale to lengthen our arm span as well as our spine. Exhale to sit deeper into our warrior two pose, looking over the front middle finger. Using that ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale to warrior or reverse warrior. So your left hand is going to go down your back. Some people even like to put it in an L behind your back. Lifting the right arm up and extending back. So inhale to lengthen and exhale to sink back into your reverse warrior. Inhale, coming into side angle pose. So right elbow to right knee, sliding that left arm up along your ear. Side angle. Inhale back to reverse warrior. And then straightening the front leg, arms out wide into Trikonasana, hinging at the hips, bringing your right hand to your shin. This is a great opportunity for a block to have the ground meet you. Want a nice long line from our arms. Imagine you're leaning against a wall, so really bringing that left shoulder back and the right hip forward. Inhale back up to warrior two. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down, stepping back and going through your flow, meeting back in down dog. Taking 3 breaths here. Maybe noticing any difference in your body from the left side to the right. Really focusing on that ujjayi. Okay, once again, I'm going to flip. You stay where you are so that I can properly show you. Inhale your left leg up for 3-legged dog. Exhale, bringing your left foot through, lowering your right foot down, heel to arch alignment, whatever feels good for you. And then opening yourself up to warrior two on the left side. Setting us up again. Keep adjusting myself. Setting yourself up again. Nice 90-degree bend in the knee. Back leg is straight, toes slightly turned in. Hips and shoulders are long side. Inhale, maybe shoulders up, back. As you exhale, deepen, stretching both through both arms. Pulling in that ujjayi. Your next inhale, coming into reverse warrior. So left arm up, pretend you're painting the ceiling with your fingertips. Right arm down your back leg, or you can have it bent around your back. Whatever's most comfortable for you. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale to bend a little deeper. Inhaling to side angle. Left arm to left knee. Right arm glides above your ear. alongside your ear. So nice long line of energy down your right side body. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling back up to reverse warrior. Exhaling, straightening that front leg. Arms extended. Stand here just for a second. Catch your breath. Or I'll catch my breath. Hinging at the hips. Leaning forward, bring your left arm down. Great opportunity for a block once again. Arms straight, long line. Left hip forward, right shoulder back. Imagine you're leaning against a wall. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Inhaling back up into warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, meeting back in down dog. So going through your vinyasa. And we'll meet back in down dog. Once again, let's find that child's pose. So bring your knees back down to the mat. Another option besides having your knees wide, you can also have your knees together, toes together, and sit back on your hips that way as well. Once again, a blanket is a great option here. Arms can be straight out or centered back, sun to back. And just take a breath. Okay, when you're ready, coming back up to a down dog. Bending your knees, lifting your heels, taking a breath in, looking forward on an exhale, hopping or stepping to the front of your mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to heart center. Notice your breath and your body. Any transformations? How are you feeling? Transitioning into our balancing series. So once again, anytime we balance, breath is essential to have a nice, slow, steady breath and to not rush into the postures. In the past, I would always want to rush through and then I would fall, I would lose my balance. So as with anything in yoga, it's about connecting the breath and the movement and being in the moment. So finding maybe a good spot on your ground, on your floor. My floor here is a bit unstable in a few spots, so I have to be particularly careful. So we're going to transition and start with a figure four chair pose. So grounding that right foot down, coming to lift your left knee off the ground. We're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee, make a number 4 with our legs. I am a teacher. I do know the difference between a letter and a number. And hands at heart center. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly sit back into as if there's a chair behind you. Don't let your knees go past your toes. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe into anything that's shaking. Now I'm gonna turn, stay where you are. We're gonna transition from here into a warrior 3. So in our figure 4, inhale, come to stand, bringing the knee up, placing your hands on your hips. Once again, finding that drishti, extending your right leg back into a warrior 3 pose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And on an exhale, bringing your hands to the mat for standing splits. So your hands are on either side of your right foot. Your left leg is nice and straight up. Well, maybe not straight, but up. Inhale, lengthening your spine, and exhale to bend over a little deeper. Next exhale, lowering the left foot to meet the right on the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhaling your arms back up and exhaling to heart center, setting up for our balance on the opposite side. Once again, finding that grounding spot. I'll stay here first. So your left foot is grounded down. We're going to put our hands on our hips, wherever feels most comfortable for you. For some reason, the hips always feels good for me. Maybe it helps with the balance, but going to inhale, right leg up, crossing it over your left knee, hands to heart center and sitting back into your figure 4 chair. And breathing into anything that's shaking. Once again, if you fall out of it, like I just did, come right back in. And we're going to set up for warrior 3. Come to stand up, bringing the knee in and up. Exhale, sending it back for our airplane, warrior 3. Virabhadrasana 3 pose. And breathe. Your next inhale, lengthen, and exhale, folding over the front leg, hands on either side, inhaling. I like to inhale and kind of curl in, and then exhale and really extend everything nice and long. Breathing into anything that's shaking, sending that ujjayi breath straight there. On your next exhale, lowering your left foot down, and maybe grabbing your elbows just for another ragdoll pose, swaying side to side. Slowly coming back up to stand. Okay, let's come back down to the mat. So for this transition, come to your tiptoes, put your arms out in front of you, and let's slowly lower, staying on your tiptoes, slowly lowering all the way down. And we're going to come to a tabletop, setting up for our pigeon pose or peak pose today. So we're going to start with our right leg. Extend your right leg out. Then we're going to bring our right knee to our right wrist and our left foot on an angle here. So your left foot maybe is on a 45-degree angle. And you're going to, with your right foot, I apologize, right foot was on a 45-degree angle. Left foot, lift it up and kind of just move your body forward and back. And then your next time going back, really send your hips back, lowering the knee and untucking your toes. Look over your left shoulder, make sure that left leg is nice and straight. So left hip is facing down, right hip is facing down, right knee is near right wrist. And if you feel comfortable, you can stay right here, or you can also slowly bring your left foot to meet your left wrist. Most important part, we don't want to open up like this. We want our hip points down. So if that means your leg is at a 45-degree angle the whole time, that's fine. If you need to put a pillow or a block underneath your hips for that, that is fine as well. Inhale, come to your fingertips and really push yourself up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, kind of make a wave with your body. Inhale, back up. Let's do another wave. Exhale. Inhale, back up. And on this next exhale, you can lower down to your elbows or a block and lowering your head. Just breathing into the posture. Coming back up onto your hands, lifting onto your back knee and stepping back into your tabletop pose. Maybe swaying side to side for a minute. Inhaling the left leg back and bringing the left knee to the left wrist, left foot to the right wrist. Left knee to the left wrist, left foot to the right wrist. Once again, coming to the back toes, lifting those back toes, and maybe rocking forward and back a few times. And then finally extending nice and far back, untucking the toes, looking over, making sure that leg is nice and straight. Inhaling, checking your hip points, sitting up nice and tall. Finding that comfortable spot position for your front calf. Coming to your fingertips, let's make a few waves over here. So inhaling up, slight back bend, exhaling, really dramatic fall. Inhaling up, exhaling, fall. On your next exhale, finding your spot, your position that's comfortable, whether it's on your elbows, a block, maybe on your hands, lowering down to a comfortable resting position without falling out of the posture. Coming back up onto your hands and lifting your back leg, lifting your knees back into our tabletop posture. Coming to tuck your toes and bring your knees in to touch. Tuck your toes and let's just sit back for a nice plantar stretch in our feet. And just sit up on your toes, stretching those toes. Feet don't get enough attention. Just sit up nice and tall and breathe. Maybe come back to that intention you set way back in the beginning. Coming back onto all fours, untucking the toes and sitting on your bum, finding a nice seated posture. So sitting on your bum, knees bent, sitting up nice and tall. So our spine is nice, tall, straight. Take your hands behind your legs, and we're going to lean back into a boat pose. So we're going to be balancing on that sit bone using a lot of our core strength here. So sit back. Now you can lift one foot, then the other. If you feel comfortable, you can lift both feet. You can release the arms alongside the legs, point the toes. Inhale, using that core. You can also work towards straightening the legs. I'm about here, so inhale and exhale, using that core strength. Lowering the feet back down, taking a breath before we do our boat pose one more time. Inhaling, finding our balance, and lengthening. Okay, on your next inhale, slowly lower, slowly to a halfway boat, and then release all the way down. Bring our ankles, our knees to touch. Our hands can be flat on the floor next to our hips. Roll side to side and roll your hands under your bum so your thumbs are touching. You can point your toes, keeping your legs nice and straight. Bring your elbow points under the mat. So the tips, the points of your elbows are on the mat. So we're going to inhale, pushing up onto our elbows, lifting at the crown of our head, and then lowering the crown back down for fish. Great heart opener. And breathe. Inhaling, lifting the head and slowly lowering back down, bringing your feet to the mat. And you want your fingertips to gently graze the heels of your feet. Your knees are about hips distance apart. Transitioning into bridge pose, we're going to lift. I like to lift my toes up and really use my heels to lift my glutes and to lift my hips. I apologize. Lift my hips up. We want to keep our knees in. So one option here is to take a block and place it between our knees to force our knees to stay in and not splay out. So inhaling up, you can roll side to side and bring your shoulders underneath. You can clasp your fingers, lifting the hips up, releasing the glute muscles. Feel it in your low back. Just breathe. Sometimes I like to do a little dance, come up to my tiptoes, bring them down. I like to play with it a little. Your next exhale, gently lowering the hips down. Maybe removing the block and swaying your knees side to side. Extending one leg out, then the other. Bringing your left knee in, giving it a gentle squeeze. And with your right hand, guide your left knee over to the right, extending your arms out straight, looking over your left shoulder. Shoulder blades stay on the mat here. This is a nice stretch in the thoracic spine here. You can use your hand to kind of make your stretch a little deeper by pushing down a bit, or you can just sit here comfortably, looking over the left and breathing. Inhale back to center. Switching legs, bringing the right knee in. Giving it a gentle squeeze. Once again, extending it to the right knee to the left, looking over the right shoulder. Hips or shoulder blades on the mat. That feels so good. Coming back to center, bringing both knees in for a gentle squeeze. Maybe rock side to side. Before gently releasing everything down to prepare for Shavasana. We're going to start by a progressive relaxation. So let's start with paying attention to our right leg. Lift your right leg up, maybe 2 inches off the mat, maybe flex the foot, flex the muscles in the right leg, give them a little stretch, flex, and then releasing them all the way down. Let's come over to our left leg. Once again, left leg 2 inches off the mat, squeeze, stretch those muscles, and release. Coming to our glutes, be squeezing our glutes in, releasing core, squeezing it in nice and tight, then releasing it down. Coming to our right arm, lifting that about 2 inches off the mat, stretching and flexing the muscles in your arm, and gently releasing it down into the mat. Maybe taking your shoulders up, releasing them down. Your left arm, squeezing and flexing, and release. Maybe lift your head and extend your neck a bit, and release your head back down. Squish your muscles in your face. Have a silly face contest with yourself. And release. Relaxing, releasing everything into the mat. Releasing the tension between your eyes. Witness your breath, your prana that's happening right now, which is the birth of this present moment that we are in. The birth of the present moment as the inherited false parts of ourselves unravel and fall away. Shavasana. Wherever you are now, whatever you are feeling or thinking, it will eventually change and transmute. For each and every waking moment is a chance to be born anew. And stay here in Shavasana as long as you like. You have earned it. I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge the goddess in you, the goddess in us all. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.